Imagine being loved so deeply, only to be betrayed by your own family. Imagine having everything, dreams, a future, only to lose it all in an instant. One moment, you're the favorite son. The next, you're shackled in chains. Sold for silver, left wondering, why me? Why? But what if I told you that betrayal was just the beginning of something far greater? That the very people who tried to destroy him would one day kneel before him. This is the unbelievable true story of Joseph, the boy who was sold as a slave, but rose to rule the kingdom. Stay until the end, because this story will change the way you see destiny forever. Joseph was the golden boy of his family. His father, Jacob, absolutely adored him, and to make sure everyone knew Joseph was the favorite, Jacob gave him a special coat, bright, colorful, and a symbol of privilege. But Joseph had something even bigger than a fancy coat. He had dreams, and not just any dreams, prophetic dreams.
Brothers, listen. I had a dream where we were tying up bundles of wheat in the field, and all of your bundles bowed down to mine.
Oh great, now he thinks he's our king?
As if being Dad's favorite wasn't enough.
And Joseph wasn't done. He had another dream.
I saw the sun, the moon, and 11 stars bowing down to me.
Even Jacob, who loved Joseph the most, was like,
You think your mother, your brothers, and I are going to bow to you?
"They're not the best way to win over your family." And guess what? His brothers had enough.
Judah, Reuben.
Here comes the dreamer. Let's get rid of him.
We could kill him. No more dreams, no more favorite son.
No, let's throw him into a pit. We won't have to lay a hand on him.
Then they threw Joseph into a pit, leaving him to die. But then they saw a group of merchants heading to Egypt.
Wait, why kill him when we can sell him? At least we'll make some money.
And just like that, Joseph was sold into slavery for 20 pieces of silver. His brothers smeared his coat with goat's blood and took it home to their father.
My son, Joseph, he's gone.
Jacob was heartbroken. Meanwhile, Joseph was on his way to Egypt, alone, betrayed, and wondering what just happened to his life. Joseph was sold to a powerful man named Potiphar. And here's the thing about Joseph. He had God's favor. He worked hard, he was smart, and soon, Potiphar put him in charge of his entire household, but trouble was just around the corner. Potiphar's wife had her eye on Joseph.
Joseph, come be with me.
No, that would be a great sin against God.
Joseph refused, but she didn't like being rejected, so she lied.
He tried to attack me.
Boom, just like that. Joseph went from being the head of the house to a prisoner in a dungeon. But even in prison, Joseph remained faithful. He helped peoples, and soon, the prison warden put him in charge of the other prisoners. And guess what? He still had dreams. Well, interpretations of them.
I dreamed I held a cup of wine for Pharaoh.
In 3 days, you'll be restored to your job.
I dreamed of birds eating bread from my basket.
In 3 days, Pharaoh will have you executed.
And he was right. The first prisoner went back to Pharaoh's palace, but he forgot all about Joseph. 2 years passed, until one day. Pharaoh had a dream no one could understand.
I see 7 fat cows eaten by 7 skinny cows. What does it mean?
Finally, the former prisoner remembered Joseph.
There's a Hebrew man in prison who can interpret dreams.
Your dream means 7 years of plenty, followed by 7 years of famine. Store food now or Egypt will starve.
Pharaoh was so impressed that he made Joseph second in command over all of Egypt. Years later, Joseph's brothers came to Egypt, not knowing he was alive. They bowed before him, just like in his dreams. Joseph tested them, saw they had changed, and finally revealed the truth.
I am Joseph, your brother.
Please don't punish us.
You mean to harm me, but God used it for good, to save many lives.
Joseph forgave them. His journey from pit to palace wasn't easy, but through it all, God was working. No matter what happens, trust that God has a bigger plan, even when life doesn't make sense. Because sometimes, what seems like the worst moment of your life is actually the setup for something greater.